Hello YouTube, this is Krashik and welcome to another very exciting update from the Microsoft Flight Simulator team. I want to remind you I have a very nice Discord server where I would like you to join and discuss everything related to your favorite simulators or upcoming simulators. Moving on, let's kick off this video by talking about the new Feature Discovery Series episode number 5, SOUNDSCAPE. If you have not watched that video, link is on this video's description. I will do a quick rundown, add some commentary, and proceed to talk about other news for today. Now, this episode is presented by Arlen Peters, audio director at Asobo Studios. Hope I got the name kinda right. He focuses on presenting the audio features of the new Microsoft Flight Simulator, starting with the audio technologies. We are getting a new audio engine based on Audiokinetic Wise, enabling the team to use modern interactive audio technologies such as real-time audio effects or even dynamic mixing. This time around, the audio has access to all simulation variables for a much more dynamic and breathing soundscape. This means that changes such as the wind speed picking up and the aircraft shaking will be felt via audio in a realistic manner. A whole new level of depth in the simulation. The good stuff doesn't end there. For everyone interested in tweaking their simulator, the SDK will allow you to access all these simulated variables via a new implementation, which uses XML files and Wise. The user can tweak or even add sounds as they so desire. FSX legacy audio content will still be usable if so desired or required. Now, one of the most important topics, aircrafts. Indeed, each aircraft has its very unique audio signature, and the team is going to extreme lengths to be faithful to those signatures inside the simulation. Obviously, the best way to achieve this is by recording the audio of the real aircraft. The process goes something like this. A partnership is created between the Microsoft Flight Simulator team and the aircraft manufacturer. This partnership enables the team full access and them to bring all of their gear on site and record said aircraft. Their custom-made recording rig enables the recording of 16 channels of audio for cockpit and external perspectives. Each microphone records a specific perspective, front propeller, side propeller, close exhaust, far exhaust, and so on, for a true 3D audio experience. Depending on your position inside the simulator, the sound will drastically change. It is a very different sound if you are standing close to the exhaust or if you are closer to the propeller. Check this out. Of course, the engine is not the only thing making cool sounds. The cockpit instruments, buttons, switches, and knobs are part of the magical experience. Let's not forget flaps and landing gear. Everything is receiving the same amazing level of detail and accuracy. The acoustics inside different cockpits are simulated, and sounds being emitted inside of these will get that acoustics treatment. Now, we know sound travels in waves. Waves have a limitation as the fluid they are traveling in, the speeds the wave is traveling it, the speed and dynamic location the object emitting the sound has, and geometry that bounces those waves in many different ways before those waves reach you. Geometry such as mountains as an example. so simulating sounds can be quite complex. Thankfully, the team is determined to accurately represent sound attenuation and reflections, as well as the Doppler effect. This being the change in the audio pitch. This is to simplify the effect, of course, of when an object emitting the sound passes by. Attenuation, reflection, and the Doppler effect all together bring incredible accuracy and give an organic feeling to the sound sources of the new Microsoft Flight Simulator. If you like dropping your aircraft hard on the runway, be prepared to hear some punishing audio cues letting you know that your gear is very disappointed in you. Or if you treat them well, you can hear them whisper into your ear that they love you. So, we have heard a lot of what we can expect to see regarding aerodynamics in this simulator, but not much regarding what we can expect to hear regarding the aerodynamics. It will now be possible to realistically hear the airplane movements. Your ears may just become as important as your eyes. Okay, not really, but it will still be tremendously important. Alright, that's a lot of nice things regarding the aircraft, but what about the world and the weather? They got us covered on this area as well. Depending on where you are and when will dictate the soundscape that you will experience. As an example, you can expect an immensely different soundscape from the fauna of, let's say, the Africa savanna compared to the Alaskan area. The soundscape during night is quite different from daytime, and of course, you can expect the new Microsoft Flight Simulator to reflect this. Needless to say, you can expect to hear the sound emitted from the AI traffic and ground vehicles. Basically, what the team is trying to share with us is that all variables in the simulator have a connection to a sound. The local wind is picking up, you are going to notice that only by sound. Better check you have the current information on board. Obviously, there is also a dynamic rain and storm audio system. And that is pretty much it from this episode. What can be said, really? Audio is extremely important when attempting to achieve a realistic experience. Sadly, it is extremely undervalued, and I was expecting the Microsoft Flight Simulator team not to give audio the respect it deserved. And I was okay with that, if I may be honest. Thankfully, I was very, very wrong. They are going far and beyond my wildest expectations, and it just goes to show the amount of passion and dedication being thrown into this beautiful simulator. Can't wait for the next Discovery Series episode. Okay, let's now go towards the end of this video by discussing some of the other goodies we can find in the Flight Simulator website delivered today. We got this beautiful image from Neto68 with the caption, "Here Lionel will idle the throttles." of the TBM over the Narek Mountains, and you will be able to hear the gentle snore of the sleeping bears. I don't know what accent that was, but it just felt kind of right reading it that way. Moving on, from now on, Tech Alpha Numero 2 will now be just called Alpha, and the second wave of Tech Alpha number 1 invitations are currently being sent out. The Alpha timeline is as follows. Remember, this was Tech Alpha numero 2. The 20th of this month, begin sending Alpha invitations. 27th, all Alpha invitations sent. 27th again, Alpha ready for download, begin sending build access emails. 31st, all Wave 1 Alpha emails are sent. If you are already participating in the Alpha, you will automatically have access to the Alpha, aka Tech Alpha numero 2. This is super confusing. How is this less confusing? I'm confused. Are you confused? Are we confused? I'm still confused. Regarding the SDK update, in the upcoming Alpha release, the Alpha version of the SDK will now be available. Of course, only third-party developer partners will have access to the SDK, with which they can create and edit airports, sceneries, planes, and missions. The SDK will literally make available the same in-game tools the Microsoft Flight Simulator developers use internally for the third-party developers. Brilliant move if you ask me. If you are a third-party developer and are interested in having access to the SDK, mail the team directly at msfsim, that is Mike Sierra Foxtrot Sierra India Mike, at microsoft.com for more information. Next update will be on January 23rd, and you can expect some cool media, a feedback snapshot, the version numero 2, yay, and another SDK update. So stick around. Anyway, that is pretty much it from me for today. I hope you enjoyed. I will leave you with some pretty pictures. Happy flying. Cross check out.